principles. In one of your write-ups in Vanguard, December 23, 2011, on the topic politics without principle, you said there, and I quote you, is that many of the politicians in Nigeria that vote from one party to the other, or they create a designer party to suit their own purpose. He said this is a veritable convention in Nigerian politics. Would you say this aptly describes you?
No.
You moved from PDP to ACN, back to ACN, and now you have created Princeville Political Associate, which could go for a designer political party.
No, it's not. It's not a designer political party at all. I think what you need to understand really, and it makes me laugh when I listen to it, is that political parties actually don't have any principles. And because political parties don't have principles, if somebody moves from one political party to another, how can anybody say that that's an absence of principle? What principle kept you in that political party in the first place? And this criticism goes out not just to PDP, not just to ACN, but to all of the parties. You know, what should really be happening in politics is that if you enter a political party, you should really know what that political party stands for. What's their position on health? What's their position on education? What is the plan for that political party for the common man? There needs to be a set, let us call it identified goals. It doesn't exist. And when it doesn't exist, it means then that the party is only an assemblage of people who want to come together for victory. And that is the reality of it. I'll give you a typical example. Why is it that you have a PDP administration orderly and then you have a PDP administration Amechi? Completely and wildly different. The principles that guide this administration are completely different from the principles that guided the last. Look at Akwa Ibom State. Akwa Ibom State has its own set of principles. Cross River State has its own set of principles. River State has its own set of principles. Bayelsa State has its own set of principles. Why? It is because that the ideals of the party are only as good as the leader of the party in the state at the time. It shouldn't be like that. The example that I think is the most damning is Yaradua and Goodluck. Same political party, same ticket. One dies, God rest his soul, and then you have a completely different set of principles. And until the political parties start to define an ideology, what do they stand for? You will never have anything different. And the reason why I'm saying it with such confidence is I was a governorship candidate. And I know as a governorship candidate, nobody sat me down and said, this is what we stand for. So if you are going to be a governor, you need to know this set of principles, so this is what you deliver. I was arguing with Amechi the other day, and Amechi said, PDP is a far-right party, a right-wing party, and ACN is a left-wing party. I said, Your Excellency, I say, you do things which are more left-wing than ACN.
But Prince, we're having tested both parties.
Yes.
PDP, ACN, you've been there. Which would you say it's better?
I think PDP is better because PDP has a more nationalistic outlook. PDP thinks more about the country than ACN does. ACN is more regional. I mean, that's just the reality of it. For those of us that were in ACN, we know that there was a very regional bias. For those of us that are in PDP, know that there is a national bias, but unfortunately it's still not good enough. I don't want you to just think Nigeria. I want you to love Nigeria. I want you to love the people. I want you to care about the people. I want you to make a difference in the people's lives. That's what we're into this politics for. And so if we really look at it, what does PDP stand for? What does ACN stand for? What does APGA stand for? What are their principles? They don't have any. And in the absence of that, if somebody moves from one political party to another, how can anybody then say, oh, yeah, you lack principles? It's like moving a football team. Ashley Cole moves from Arsenal to Chelsea. Why? He wants to win something. Chelsea doesn't have principles. Arsenal doesn't have principles. It is just victory. That is what people are looking for.
But having said these particularly about PDP, would you say such a party which you have described in glowing tribute is worth flying its flag in 2005 as a governorship candidate?
Well, 2005 was
2015.
2015. Look, my brother, people forget the God factor. People start running around the place angling and scheming, and then God comes along and does what he wants to do. So people are worrying themselves about 2015. I'm worrying about 2012. Right now, what can we do now? What
so are you trying to say God has not given you a mandate for 2015?
He has not. God has not given me any mandate for 2015.
So which means we may not see a Toye Prince in 2015.
It's possible. I may not even be alive in 2015. Let's not take things for granted. We have to really take a minute and take a step back. I am interested